Hey guys, so I'm going to go over a workout you can do at home if all you have access to is just one kettlebell. The weight of the kettlebell will dictate how many repetitions of each exercise you're going to be doing each round. I'll kind of put that in the description of the video. I'll kind of lay out how the workout's going to go. Essentially, it's going to be a 20-minute AMRAP of 3 different movements, anywhere from 10 to 20 repetitions of each movement, depending upon the weight of your kettlebell and the difficulty of the movement. The idea is that you're getting approximately like 5 rounds within those 20 minutes. So obviously modify accordingly. The purpose is not really to be an all-out conditioning type of workout. It's really more along the lines of a strength training workout. So focus on quality reps. If the parameters of it end up such that you're either getting way more than 5 rounds or way fewer than 5 rounds, you can of course adjust the timeline if it makes sense to cut it at 15, if it makes sense to extend it a few more minutes. The idea is that you should end up with an equal number of rounds per movement. So in other words, at the 20-minute mark, if you're still in the middle of the second exercise, just finish up that last round of that third movement, just so you're nice and balanced across all 3. All right, I'll go over a quick little demonstration and explanation of each exercise. I have a green kettlebell, the 24 kilogram kettlebell, which for men is relatively heavy, but pretty manageable for all 3 exercises. If it's not the kettlebell you have, obviously, like I said, adjust accordingly. All right. So the first one is a cyclist squat. You can see what I have is a rolled up towel, and it's rolled up pretty fat. It doesn't have to be a towel. It could be anything. It could be a stack of books. It can be weight plates. Something that allows you to elevate your heel up relatively high, higher than what it would be for if you were just wearing a pair of sneakers or even weightlifting shoes, even higher than that. So some kind of elevated platform. Your heels are going to be placed up on that surface. The balls of your feet are on the ground. Take your kettlebell. I would grab it by the bell. Just tuck it in nice and close to the chest. The elbows stay tucked in. You can see my stance is narrow. Feet are pointing straight ahead. My knees are relatively close to one another. I sit down under control into the bottom of the squat and stand back up. Keep the kettlebell nice and high up on the chest. Keep the elbows tucked in. That elevated heel will allow you to stay a little more upright. It'll shift more of the emphasis into your quadriceps. So 10 to 20 of those. Second movement is going to be a cross chop with the kettlebell. So it's going to start on one side of your body, essentially connected to your hip. You're going to bend forward, snap the legs and hips like you would for a kettlebell swing, and then bring the kettlebell aggressively up over the opposite shoulder. So you're working in this diagonal pattern across the body. I'll show a couple reps from each side. I would grab it now by the handle, right at the base of the handle. So it's a nice firm grip. Start with it basically connected to your hip. You're going to bend the knees and hips, send the butt back, keep your back flat, and then aggressively snap the hips and bring the kettlebell quickly up over the opposite shoulder. Deliver it under control back into the hip, absorb it, snap the legs and hips, and repeat. We'll do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. Okay. Make sure you have a nice firm grip. Make sure you don't whack yourself in the hip too hard, and obviously make sure you don't end up throwing the thing up over your shoulder. Third movement is going to be a kneeling, just around the world we call it. So you're going to hold the kettlebell at the chest. The kettlebell will be upside down, just right underneath the chin essentially. And you're going to bring one arm up over the head, bring the kettlebell around and back to the other side. So it starts in the same spot again, and then repeat going in the opposite direction. So kneel, make sure you have some kind of protection for your knees. Try to stay nice and upright in this position, so squeeze your hips, bring them forward, stay nice and tall. Grab the kettlebell upside down, so by the handles. Start with it tucked under your chin. You're going to bring it around one side of the head. Try to clear your head with your arms all the way back around to the front, and then repeat going in the opposite direction. Okay. And again, depending upon the weight of your kettlebell, it'll be anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. That's total, so meaning if you're doing 10, it'll be 5 one way, 5 the other way, alternating. If you're doing 20, it'll be 10 each side. That's it, guys. I'll put the structure of the workout again in the description underneath the video. Have fun.